Okay, this video is about the news media in general, whether if it be your main broadcasters like CNN or Fox News, or all the way down to social media like Facebook, YouTube, etc. Um, do I think that they are biased? Are they actually fair and balanced? No. For the most part, they are not. CNN, MSNBC, and its affiliates like CBS, ABC, NBC, blah, 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 they are pretty much liberal. And without saying we are biased and we are liberal, all you have to do is watch their news. If you, Fox News, Newsmax, etc., Rumble, whether it be Facebook on the liberal side, whatever, they're all biased. Facebook, for example, doing things like using fact checkers, which are dudes from the Geek Squad, fact checking the British Journal of Medicine. I think that's what it's called. It's a very highly esteemed journal of medicine. Other doctors and scientists who might not agree with the Dr. Fauci narrative, and who get shadow banned or demonetized, etc. If you notice YouTubers having to be careful and watching what they say and using disguised words in the place of other words, then you know they're getting demonetized, shadow banned. I've experienced that myself. I'm experiencing it right now on YouTube. I believe it is. I'm still watching it to see how it goes. I was getting a bunch of subscribers, for example, and the rates of subscriptions were real high according to the data in the YouTube channel data box. And now all of a sudden, I'm not. So, which I expected that anyway. But, people like Joe Rogan, he's just asking questions. That's all he was doing, was asking questions. He said, hey, things like I used this, and this, and ivermectin, etc. And just saying that word, you're going to get flagged. If you honestly believe that the social media outlets and CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Newsmax, you name it, is actually fair and balanced, you are very naive, my friend. Very. They are all far from balanced. They're either very liberal or very conservative. And they give you their opinions. Their newscasters, for example, are for the most part commentators. The days of Walter Cronkite are gone. That was someone you could watch, get the news from, and you had no idea what his opinion was. Tell me you can do that with Don Lemon or Tucker Carlson. You cannot. Okay? And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I, on the other hand, and this is what you should do, this is my recommendation. If you really want to get as much of the truth as you can, if you're really wanting to know what's really going on, you've got to watch all of them and then dig some more. That's the wonderful thing about YouTube and the internet in general. It's so huge, so spacious. Probably at this point, I would say it's like the universe. There is no end. They can't catch it all. They can't stop it all. So you're going to be able to dig up stuff. You might have to work at it a little bit, and you might have to dig it up. For example, if you put mostly peaceful protests, you're going to get mostly CNN because they're famous for saying that. But if you really want to find out what BLM, for example, did in the streets of certain cities, look up local news stations. See what the local news stations seem to be the most unbiased from what I've seen. They just kind of report what happened. They don't really have a lot of time to put commentators in there, and there's no commentating done in it. Very, very little, if any. And then there's other sources. Watch C-SPAN. If you want to hear what Trump actually said at January 6th that caused the January 6th, Capitol riot, watch his speech or zoom to it in C-SPAN. If you watch Trump's speech of January 6th in Fox News, you're going to get commentators butting in and saying, well, and here's what he actually said, here's what he actually meant. If you watch CNN, you can watch the same exact story on both CNN, Newsmax or something, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, something like that, and you'll get two different views, completely different views. You don't get just the news, just the facts. You get, here's our facts, and here's what we think, and here's what you should think, because we think it. You got to really dig. It just takes a little work, a little time, if you're interested in it. If you don't care, you don't care. But if you're one of those news junkies, a political junkie that wants to know, okay, during the Capitol riot, we all heard about the 5 or 6 Capitol Police who died as a result of January 6th. There was no deaths from the Capitol Police of the Capitol Police at the January 6th riots. Look it up. They died after. Two of them had strokes. One had some kind of a something or other. I can't remember. Were they related? Maybe. Were they not? Maybe. The news could give you that. Say, well, here's what happened. 2 of them died of a stroke after. Was it related? Could it have been from the stress? We don't know. We do know one person did for sure die at the Capitol. And that was a woman who was unarmed behind a glass door that she couldn't get through. Glass and brass. She couldn't get through. And a Secret Service or Capitol Police officer shot her through the door while his finger was on the trigger of a Glock. We can watch that footage. All you have to do is look it up. You can find it. You just got to do a little work. But you cannot trust CNN. You cannot trust Fox. It's well worth finding out what's really going on. And you can still keep your, liberalism or your conservatism or whatever. But there's always more to the story. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Get out of the darkness. Be safe and stay safe. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.